If you've been struggling with knee pain or tend to have weak knees or valgus as your knees fall in when you squat, things like that, knee tracking issues, here's a few easy exercises you can do to get those muscles around your knee activated, strengthen them, turn them on. So you're going to start with seated knee marches. Again, these are very basic exercises, thinking about turning on those muscles, squeezing that quad above your knee, slowly marching. 15 to 20 reps on one side, 15 to 20 reps on the other side. Again, I'm actively squeezing that quadricep the whole time. This does get tiring. After that one, you're going to lie down on the floor, prop yourself up with your elbows. You're going to squeeze that quadricep muscle again and slowly raising one leg. I have my toes pointed out slightly. It helps me squeeze that quad. I have 15 to 20 reps on one side again. And then I'm going to switch and do 15 to 20 on the other side. Really squeezing that quad muscle. You should be able to see it turn on. You see that V taper. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Don't rush these at all. Okay? Good. One more exercise to get that quadricep firing is just doing some really shallow single leg squats, all right? So I'm thinking about keeping my knee balanced over my toe. I'm squatting back and standing back up. From the side, you can see I'm not going very deep, just barely sitting those hips back, keeping my weight in my heel, feeling that quadricep muscle working. All right, you're gonna do not so many of these, maybe 10 to 15 on one leg, 10 to 15 on the other leg. Obviously, you can make them harder by going deeper or taking a bench and sitting down into a bench and then standing up. That way you're really focusing on keeping that knee over your toe. You have a little bit of assistance and you have to stand through that heel and squeeze that quad as you come down and as you come up. Okay? Next, we're going to turn on our glute muscles. All right? Our glutes are super important to support the hip, drive the hip, take the pressure off that IT band that often will take over and pull your kneecap out of alignment. Glutes are on. I've got my top leg straight, my bottom leg is bent, kicking my heel back to make the line of my body nice and straight. I like to touch my glute, make sure it's turning on, okay? Trying to get it out of the hip flexor into my butt muscle. Now these, we're gonna do a lot of reps again, 15 to 20 reps here. Okay, the opposing muscle, my adductor, I'm gonna hit that right now. Take that foot, put it down on top. I'm gonna straighten my lower leg and raise through the heel of my lower leg. Now I'm turning the adductor or my inner thigh muscle on my lower leg. Okay, you're gonna do 15 to 20 reps here. One more glute exercise I like. On this side, you're gonna line your heels up with your hips, pull the belly off the floor, and you're slowly opening and closing, keeping those heels together. Again, I'm feeling this in my glute. If you start feeling it in your hip flexor, play around with where your feet line up with your hips. You really wanna feel this in the glute. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 15 to 20 reps. Okay? Before you flip sides, you can lie on your back. It's a good way to get your posterior chain working. Rotate your hips into the floor. Press that low back down. Raise those toes right off the ground and you're going to press up through your heels, squeezing your glutes as hard as you can and back down. Pressing up and holding and squeezing and all the way back down. Good. You're going to do 15 to 20 of these. Make sure you're not feeling it in your low back. You're keeping your core tight and you're pressing as high as you can, turning those glutes on. Okay? Again, you can flip sides. On this side, I've got my lying leg raises, and then I brought that leg on top. I did my adductor raises, and then I did my clam shells, lining those hips up, pulling the belly off the floor, opening and closing. This is a good starter to get those muscles firing around those knees, working on stability and strength. Okay?